everyone, it's Miss Simmons here. Today we are going to look at warm and cool colors while creating this fun split page day and night drawing. For this project, you are going to need some white paper, something to draw with. I'm going to use a black marker, colored markers, and some crayons. I just spilled mine. And some crayons. We're going to start with the black marker. Now, we're going to be looking at day versus night when we're drawing today. So we're going to draw a line diagonally across the page. It doesn't need to be perfect corner to corner. Just start on one side and draw across. Then we're going to do the sun and the moon. You can choose which side your paper is turned. So if you want to turn your paper this way and have the sun up here and the moon down here, or you can have it this way and have them split, that's up to you. I'm going to leave mine like this. And for my sun, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to make a nice circle. Doesn't need to be perfect because the sun is actually a big ball of gas, so it's not a perfect circle anyway. And then I'm going to draw my rays, and I'm going to make them go all the way out. Make sure you're leaving lots of space in between these lines because you don't want them too close together where everything would get kind of jumbled and messy looking. We want nice open spaces to do our designs in. Down here in the bottom, I'm going to put my moon, and I'm going to do the moon first. You can draw whichever kind of moon you want. It can be a whole circle, a half circle. I'm going to draw a crescent moon. And then I'm going to put some stars. Now, stars, much like the sun, which is a really big star, they're not really shaped like the shape that we call a star, but that doesn't mean we can't use it. So I'm going to draw some star shapes, but I'm not going to worry about trying to make them perfect. I actually kind of like when they look a little wobbly or crooked. But if you're more concerned about trying to make them neat, you can use a pencil or draw them the way that works for you. Then I'm going to add some circles because we want to make sure our sky has lots of stars, and some of the stars would be further away and therefore smaller, so they might just be circles. Now, when you finish drawing, we're going to go ahead and get out our markers. With your markers, you want to split them into warm and cool colors. Warm and cool colors are next to each other on a color wheel. So if we're looking at my color wheel here, my warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. These are colors that remind artists of fire, of things that are hot. And my cool colors are green, blue, and violet, things that are cold and calm, like grass, water, the petals on a flower, things that are cool to the touch. So for our sun side of the page, we're going to use our warm colors. Red, orange, yellow, and then I have some pinks here. Pink is a tint of red. It's what happens when red gets mixed with a little bit of white. And then this one's like a red violet. It's kind of in between red and purple. So it's a little bit warm too. So I've got all my warm colors sorted out. When I'm doing my drawing, I'm going to make designs. I'm not going to color it all the way in. The only part I'm going to color all the way in are my stars and my moon. And I'm going to color those yellow because the stars, like the sun, are fire. They're balls of gas that are burning way out in the solar system or in other galaxies. So I would color those all yellow. And then the moon is going to be reflecting the light from the sun. So it's going to be yellow too. If you wanted to make your moon something else, that is just fine. But I'm going to make mine yellow so it stands out against the cool colors that are going to be behind it. All right. Now, up here on my sun, I'm going to do designs instead of coloring it all the way in. So you can make your designs as simple or as complicated as you want. It could be as easy as just drawing circles inside your sun. To fill up the space. Or you could do a big spiral or some stripes, whatever works for you. And then go into each one of your rays and do a design in each of your rays. This project I found on a website called the Tiny Art Room, and she has lots of different samples done by her students. So if you wanted to see some different options, you can always go check out the Tiny Art Room website for more ideas. Now, when you finish doing the sun, then you're going to want to switch to your cool colors. So the blues and the greens and the violets. So that all I've got left behind are my neutral colors. My colors that are in the middle. Browns, grays, this kind of peachy color could be warm, but it doesn't work too well for this project. So I'm just going to leave it in there. And when you've done all of your different designs, your paper is going to look like this. So I've got all my warm colors, doing designs up here. I tried that peachy color and it's kind of hard to see, but I'm just going to leave it. And then down here I've got my blues, greens, and purples. So all that's left is to get a crayon, one warm crayon. I'm going to use a yellow orange. And one cool crayon. I think I'll do this blue-green color. And all you have to do is take your crayon and lightly color right on top of your marker. Now if you wanted to, you could use different colors of crayons and color each section differently. But I kind of like just lightly going over the whole warm side with one color and the cool side with the other. The only time you have to be really careful is when you're doing the cool side. You want to go slow so that you can go around your moon and your stars so that they don't accidentally get covered up by that blue, green, or violet crayon. There we go. My warm side is done. Now I'm going to have some fun on my cool side to finish out my project. I can't wait to see what you create and how you finish your suns and moons. Maybe you find some other things that have warm and cool colors in them to explore. I'm going to switch back to my finished one so you can see. Okay, there's a whole finished picture if you need one. Remember, you can pause and rewind whenever you need to. Have a great Gator Day. Happy creating!